Fuck out. Hello. We're back this week for our tale on the Black Prophet arc. We're here in Dawnport. The Guardians began atop the bell tower within Dawnport. However, after sending Vashal towards the prisoners in the building, you went down into the building to make your way towards the streets. Within the building, you faced a few guards and found several cages containing dead animals. In one such cage, however, you found a large lizard folk just awakening from a slumber. His name was Kaima, a crocodile variant of lizard folk that comes from a swamp a few days north of here. Supposedly, many members of his clan came out to hunt this way, but had not returned in a while, so he took it upon himself to find them. However, evidently, he was captured and placed in a cage. After finding out a little more about Kaima, you decided to take the fight to the cultists and face them head-on, rather than stealth through the city. You burst through the doors of the temple building and surprised the cultists with a barrage of spells, taking out many of them. Thanks to Felix's strength and size, Gylndan and his apprentice Nathan's arcane proficiency, Cameron's bonking ability, and Oramis's ability to be Oramis, you seem to be winning the battle thus far, with several members of the cult laying dead in the streets. We pick up the combat round with Felix. Felix, you are big. Stood atop this bridge, you can hear the sort of waning of the wood, beneath you, the chains that are sort of holding up this bridge straining against your now quite large size. Facing off against an Inquisitor with a sort of frostbitten arm, a sort of double-edged battle axe in his hands. What you doing?
You
decide that while I pick out mine.
Gonna start making some attacks. Is what I'm gonna do. So, kapow!
Yeah, 23 definitely hits this guy.
Okay. I'm also going to invoke my fire rune on this attack, so he needs to make a strength save.
A strength save? Absolutely. Young sir, where's my fucking D20? There's my fucking D20. Okay, he gets proficiency in those. That's 4, that's 15. Fails, right?
Yes. Okay, so he is restrained by fiery shackles. That's the short sword damage. And then there's an extra D6 for Giant's Might and 2D6 for fiery shackles.
Alright, so that's 9. Alright, yeah. And he's restrained by these shackles. So as you sort of strike him, suddenly there's a burst of flame, and around his sort of like two hands where he's holding, suddenly just these as you say, fiery shackles appear. He can't move while restrained either, can he? So they just appear on his arms, his legs, sort of trying to, and between these two shackles, between his two arms and legs, this fiery chain just wraps all around his body, with these sort of like very sort of like Nordic, like giant-ish wounds over the chains. Nice. You get another strike.
Yes.
As a fighter, so you can take that
26.
with advantage. Now.
Yes. I'll just roll again, see if I get crit. Nope. 7 and Giant's Might. So another 4 on top of that. And then bonus action, offhand attack.
Let's just hold off on that a second. So 7. Oh god, I can't do maths. Okay, yeah. Take your bonus action attack. I did not mean to delete that token. My computer just decided to be weird for a second.
So that's without strength mod. So that's 4 plus 6 is 10 on the final strike.
And with that, while he's bound in these fiery shackles, you just take this moment to sort of perfect this strike, and you just slash him across the side of the face, and his body just falls, slides across the wood, which has these patches of ice over it. And then, actually, no, you're pretty big. You slash him, and he just flies off the side of this bridge and just starts, like, basically sliding along the ice of this river, just sort of, like, down the way, as this guy is taken the fuck out.
Okay, I'm then gonna
You're
run
shackled and
5,
everything. Slowly.
15, 20, 25. Can I go like straight up over the wall here, or is that like? Do I need to like run round? Actually, I guess the door's is the door here, or is the
I'd say
door
you're
here?
like,
Okay.
the door's at the front.
Okay.
Door's
Yeah.
at the front.
Okay. So 5.
Yes, the door's sort of street side there.
Cool. I'm gonna run this way. This is where we heard there were prisoners and stuff, right? Well, I'm running this way anyway. I think this is where I think the prisoners
No,
are.
you heard there were prisoners way back over here with, basically on the building with Vaishal. That's what you were told. Like.
Oh, they're all the way back there.
Yeah. Where Vaishal's token is. You
Oh,
so far heard sounds of battle and things like that. You've heard, you've heard sounds of battle. You've seen sort of arcs of lightning fly up into the sky and things like that.
I have misunderstood the situation.
To be in a fight over there. That's why he is was a bird perched on top of that building there. I haven't moved any of the tokens over there, but there is a fight going on.
Yeah, I had the map zoomed in to sit too far to see Vaishal's token. This is fine, but that's me done.
Cool. It is now the cultists' turns, or the Inquisitors' turns, anyway. And you can see that. Sorry, I just need to find some stat blocks and things. Fucking spot again. Not being fucking prepared. Bam. Alright, so the cost situation isn't getting much better. And their numbers are sort of reduced, and as this Inquisitor with sort of burn marks over his arms, he's meant to be, I apologize, he's meant to be a red Inquisitor, a red guy with sort of like charred fire marks, basically.
Which is this?
Not acid. This is this guy here, but I stuck down the wrong token, and therefore, when I was describing things, fucked it up. So imagine his thing's red. I'll sort that out while you guys are doing your turns. But so he has like burn marks over his arms. He's come out. He's been very leaderly, and he sort of turns around and says, "If we are to die today, let it be thus. But let's show these infidels the power of Tiamat." And he had this sort of like small cane or scepter. He raised it into his hands, and as a bonus action, he can use Healing Light to basically heal a bunch of his friends. So each of them can receive 5 plus 7 plus 2. That's maths, 14. So everyone of his allies receives 14 HP, which is very nice of him. So
it would be enough.
Probably not, but he feels, I don't know, maybe if he can just do something. So that's his bonus action. So 14 minus that is 2. Right, so that's his bonus action. As his action, he's then going to point his scepter towards you, Oramis. And as he points his scepter towards you, you can see at the very sort of end of it, there is this bright light that sort of starts as this small sort of bead of light that then grows exponentially all of a sudden. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please? As this light, just as you look at it, sort of flashes, and in your mind, your head, your mind is frazzled, everything is basically frazzled for a moment. But that is only very momentary, as nothing seems to happen. You sort of shake off whatever this effect was coming from the tip of his staff. And as he's done that, and he sees that you have no effect, he's then, has to now pull out a small mace from inside his sort of like coat, basically like beneath his large robe. Nothing special about it, like a very standard issue type thing. And he's going to swing it at you. That's going to be a natural 1. So he swings it at you, and it's just a complete miss. He's slightly, maybe he thinks for a minute that you are blinded, so he sort of takes his time with the swing, and you just easily parry it. No worries. The blue guy on the ground, he's on the ground, and he's clearly not very happy. But because he's on the ground, it gives him a rather unique angle. So he's going to sort of, his staff is on the ground. He sort of picks up his staff. He very sort of hastily grabs it, points it up towards Ponsky, who just sort of like this massive werewolf. He's going, and then all of a sudden, and this, after he mutters a few arcane words, this bolt of lightning, or lightning bolt, sparks from his thing and hits not only Ponsky, but all the way up in the air.
Oh, what a shot.
So, can Mazzy make a dexterity save?
Mom, get the camera.
Did you get any cover from the roof?
I'm going to say no, because this is a lightning bolt, and these are very sort of, all these buildings are basically like beyond the first floor are like wood, and this lightning bolt is just going to smash through that stuff.
It's a 14.
So that's going to be a fail. A 14. So let me just grab my dice roller, because that's a lot of dice and I can't be asked to roll them. So that is going to be 27 damage against Mazzy and Ponsky. 27 lightning damage, that is.
He loses Hunter's Mark.
Loses Hunter's Mark. That is very sad. And this Inquisitor sort of stands up, places himself there, and is just slightly pissed off, slightly more bolstered by his allies' kind words, but otherwise nothing much really. This White Inquisitor here is then just going to look at everything, look at how everything's going on. He's going to relentlessly attack, which means he has advantage. 1 attack against Ponsky, 1 attack against Kaima. So Ponsky, that's going to be 2 10s, but I believe with his bonuses that will hit. So that is 15 damage to Ponsky. The first hit, so that's Ponsky. And Kaiman against you. Let's see.
Yeah, that hits.
23. Does that hit you? Yeah, that is exactly right, class. So you take, okay, not bad. 5 points of slashing damage and 9 points of cold damage. So 14 damage total. I believe that's going to be them. Felix, from way over the way, you can hear the sounds of different things going on. You can hear the sounds of like sort of people shouting off in the distance amidst the sort of wind lapping sort of against your ears and whistling past you. You can hear people like barking orders and things, and then suddenly this sound of and you'd maybe see like, actually no, you probably wouldn't see it given where you are, but you might just hear this loud thud against the house that you're near, as something clearly has hit this thing with some speed. Might even have gone through one of the windows. You're not entirely sure. But beyond,
is there a roof that needs fixing?
Beyond that, Oramis, it is your turn. Fine man, you're after, so have a think about what you want to do.
Can I whap this boy in front of me?
You absolutely can whap this boy in front of you. Shut up.
And can I add my sneak attack with that?
You can, because you have advantage and an enemy within 5 feet, so yes, you can. Absolutely. Cool, so that's 12, so minus 12 is 21 damage. Nice. That is your action. You still have a bonus action.
Concealed blade.
Conceal blade. You have advantage, so that's a crit. Sadly, you didn't use sneak attack on that one, but there we go. So that is another 10 damage on top of that. So you watch as Oramis just sort of like in the same motion that he pulls out his blade, he slashes across this guy's chest. And then just as he's sort of staggering from that, you deliver this heavy blow sort of across his face and knock off the mask and just reveal this guy with like this whole like very stereotypical gang member tattoos across his face. Clearly a guy that was, as far as you've heard, maybe was in the Silver Hold at some point. Very stereotypical bad guy, looking to bald head type thing. But somewhat reformed, it seems, given how he's speaking and how he's acting. Is that everything on your turn, Aramis?
That is everything.
Cool. Kaiman, what you doing, buddy?
Given a lot of thought, and the only real answer is a bonk.
A bonk? I love a good bonk.
I don't know why we
Before
didn't
you bonk,
think about this last week, but calling you Chief Bonker is an interesting phrase.
If it works, it works.
before you do that, actually, can you make me a Constitution saving throw? Because you got hit with an attack.
Yeah.
So you need to see if you concentrate on your spell. You do. You're fine. So, roll to hit with your bonking attack.
Because if anything, Kaiman is a focused man. Where is? Okay, I've lost it.
It has a singular focus.
It's with your Mythic Gauntlet. Yes, a 26 will definitely hit. Roll damage and add 3d8 on top of that damage.
Da, da, da.
6 plus 16. Yeah, that'll do it. You just you sort of gather this heat in your hands from like fire from the forge, but also this radiant energy from your god. And then as this guy sort of comes and attacks you, you take it on the shoulder, and then you just bat away his axe and just deliver this punch, or this bonk rather, straight across his head. And it's almost like this radiant energy just extends your hit. So all of a sudden, it's like some of them cartoons, where all of a sudden his head is just in the floor, and so, like, his head's in the floor and feet are above him, sort of thing, as he's just on the floor, and this guy is fucking KO'd, wiped out. Nicely done. Any bonus actions? Any movement? Anything like that?
I will continue the path to bonking. Moved around.
Cool.
He has found his purpose.
Cool. If nothing else, then we go to.
No, yeah.
Okay, cool. We go to Gylndan. Gylndan, what are you?
If I took a shot at that blue guy, is he on the floor? Still.
He is not on the floor anymore. He's back.
Would he
on
get
his
any?
feet, so.
Is it a tricky shot to go around Ponsky, or am I enough of an angle that I can...
He does have half cover from Ponsky, because even though you are above him, Ponsky is actually technically, I've been getting this wrong this whole time. He's meant to be a large creature, so he would get about half cover.
What was the half cover add again? Like 2 AC?
Half cover adds 2.
Okay. So first thing we're going to see is Big B's hand. So it was open like this, and it's just going to go into a fist, and then slowly move over the roof until it's above him, and then it's going to drop to strike this guy.
Like one of the things. What was the video game
I can't
where
think.
you had the
Brain
big
game.
hand
Not
that
it true.
I'll have to think. Might be thinking of like Mario. I
I'm
know they're not
assuming
fists
it's
in Mario,
28
it's those
hits.
big things that just drop, but still.
Damn.
Are you thinking of like
28
swamps in Mario?
definitely hits. Yeah.
26 damage.
26 damage. Yeah. So this hand sort of goes,
Yikes.
and then as it goes up, this guy sort of, it goes up, and you just see this body stuck to the bottom of this hand. As it goes up, it's like when you pick up your cup of tea and the coaster's stuck to the bottom. When you get to a certain height, it just sort of slowly peels off the bottom and just as he drops to the ground in this slightly wetter than you'd like to hear splot on the ground.
Wetter than you'd like to hear. What a lovely description.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's dead.
He is absolutely
I'm gonna
dead.
shake it because it moved my hand. I'm just gonna shake it off. Ugh.
Yeah, you sort of just shake it and Ponsky just like
that was my bonus action. So
Oh,
I'm
that was
guessing
your bonus
same
action.
deal with this guy. He'll get a bonus of some sort to his AC.
actually, because he's on the other
Oh,
side of
damn you,
Kaiman,
Kaiman. You're helping the enemy.
He'll have both of them.
Let me have a quick look up. We'll try harder. I've got 60 feet of movement for my hand, so I'll just move it there on the floor next to him.
Yeah.
Is it a large? Is it considered a large thing?
Yeah, your hand is considered a large object.
Okay, cool. That's fine. And then I can't really take a shot at him if he's got. I could just trust my wizardly ways. I'm gonna trust my wizardly ways. Sorry, Carmen.
Alright, I will warn you, if you miss,
You man.
do run the risk of hitting Kaiman.
That's a
I
risk
can
I'm
take
willing
it.
to take.
Okay.
Right, nothing but gold here. 16.
16 with his added. No, actually, no, that wouldn't hit. Kaiman, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, Carmen, I've misjudged that one.
17. Yeah, so this bolt sort of like flies towards you and it just whizzes past your shoulder. Just past this guy as well, and it slams into the side of the thing. It was a little bit close for comfort. You have resistance to fire damage anyway, but
Oh, what are you
a
whinging
little
about?
bit close for comfort. But hey,
My teammates are so skilled to barely miss me.
yeah.
I don't think I like this guy.
What about Nathan?
Nate-
What's he doing?
Nathan is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, I'll tell him to go after Felix. 5, 10, 15. So he'll go that way, and then yeah, that'll be him. He won't try and he'll see his. I was gonna say master. That sounds a bit like a slave, doesn't it? His tutor. There we go. That's a better word. He'll see his tutor miss that shot and go, I can't fucking
That's
make
fair.
that. If Gylndan can't make it, I can't make it. And how wrong he is. And that's me.
Cool. Next up is the sort of regular dudes, and this guy, he was told. Last thing he was told is, "Fucking go get the dragon," and he's just watched all the Inquisitors, his bosses, basically, just get pummeled into nothing. So he is going to just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 60, and he's going to run sort of back here, and he's going to, and you will all probably be able to hear this. You can hear him shout up to the people on the walls, "I'm going to get the dragon. Cover me." And yeah, he's bucking it away. And you can see, actually, with all the mist and everything, you probably can't see what these guys on the walls are doing expertly well, but you might be able to see a couple of figures just moving into some kind of formation upon this thing, acknowledging now that you are there, and they are being ready to defend.
We've done a really good job of
Hey,
sneaking.
has he got the dragon
Excellent
yet?
job.
No. Still time.
Mazzy,
Fuck all at the minute.
Alright.
what's
Mazzy is going to hear that this person is going to get the
Apparently,
dragon
yes.
and decides that that's a bad idea. Longbow's got ridiculous range. I'm assuming that's not
Shout at
150
Matt
feet.
to bring him down.
If that's less than 150 feet, he's going to take the
Go
sea.
on, 150 feet. How many squares is that? Like
15.
five,
No,
10,
30.
15 squares, right?
7, 0,
30 squares, because each one's 5 foot.
12, 18. Then 15,
I think it's about 140 from me, Ben.
35, 140, 145, 150, 155. I've counted 155.
15, 20. Well, he's got some movement, so he can like run to like this bit of the roof to get in range if necessary.
Yeah, I think from there might get a little bit of cover from this roof over here, considering how roofs go obviously down. But he's
Then
massive.
he
And
will use
This
some
is
of his
Detroit.
skyward boots to get up, and so that he has an angle without, or like move into the air like out here, or maybe just drop down out here so you can see him.
Yeah. Uses skyward boots to just sort of like step down. Also, you're stepping on like big rocks, just bonk down here. And yeah, it's a pretty clear shot.
Mazzy, don't
the
fail me now.
I'm going to say with disadvantage because I counted 155. But actually, no, it would be fine. 20. Yes, that hits. Of course, that hits.
Excellent.
11. Yeah. So these guys over here would just watch this guy. I'm gonna go get the dragon. I'm gonna go get the. And as he's sprinting, this one arrow just pierces into this guy's back, and he just flops to the floor like a sack of potatoes. And he just slides for like a little bit as well, just with the sprint that he was in. Like, and all
Holy
these, like,
shit,
guards-
Massey missed a shot.
And all these guards are just like looking over the side, just like, oh fuck.
Don't fuck with Mazzy.
That's
He's going to take
Pretty
take
much
another
that.
shot at one of the guards over there in case any of them get wise about trying to get the dragon as well.
yeah, sure.
14. That might not be enough.
With the half cover provided from the banisters, no, that isn't quite enough. You just all hear this like boom as this arrow hits the side of the sort of wooden fortifications. Fairly basic fortifications around the city. Cool. We go back to Felix.
Okay.
Felix, what are you doing?
I am going to use.
Has Ponsky moved?
Oh shit! I forgot about Ponsky's initiative. Yeah, Ponsky is going
Yeah,
to
go Ponsky.
sort of move up here, and he's just going to look at this guy, step up, really tall. I don't like you. And just start fucking this guy up. So he gets 3 attacks. It's a 16 plus stuff. Yeah, that hits with his bite. Sadly misses with 1 claw, and a natural 20 with the other claws. So let's see about bite. That's 7 plus 8 plus. Yep. So that's that damage. Oh yeah, he is done. Didn't even need to roll the other thing. So you just see Ponsky. I don't like you. And goes with his mouth, chomps down basically over this guy's entire head, drags him to the ground, and like a dog when they have like a chew toy, they just like that. That is Ponsky with this guy's like whole body, just and then
Jesus.
throws him up against the wall. This guy just hits the wall, just falls. He's not quite dead yet. He's like, and then Ponsky just fucking goes in, just starts messing this guy up. Like a rabid dog, just wailing on this guy as he's on the floor. And you guys sort of maybe take a second, just move out the way. So,
Good boy.
with these inquisitors taken care of, from what you all see, the guys at the wall don't have any. They don't seem to be able to attack you from here, and they're not going to fucking move. You watch. They seem to be somewhat disciplined enough to know that all our bosses just died to these guys. What the fuck do we think we're going to do? So, in actual fact, you watch a lot of them start climbing down the other side of the walls, or rather, climbing down these staircases here, just to the sides of the walls, and begin to book it. Over the way, you can hear the sound of more sort of sparks of lightning, people screaming and crying, just these crazy sound of battle over the other way. And over the other side too, you probably wouldn't. No one would probably be able to see these guys way over here. This is away from the city down to the docks, and you might think that maybe these guys are doing a similar thing, trying to run away and do whatever. So I'll say for the minute, we'll drop out of initiative. If you guys wanted to chase these guys down, we can run that into a chase and work it that way. If you wanted to go find Ponsky, we can do that. What would everyone sort of be doing in this in this stage?
So you said they're running, the guys on the walls.
Yeah, guys on the walls. They are running out of the city. They are.
How long does Mazzy have visibility on them?
I mean,
Not necessarily a cowardly. Mazzy, probably not very long. Given the fact that one of their guys just got shot through this gateway, they would both they would all basically use their actions to dash around the walls and then move outwards towards the walls. So Mazzy wouldn't really, by the time his turn comes around, they've all used their action to dash around and he would lose visibility.
He's not really gonna
I think we want him to come here. We just want to evacuate everyone first. So if they've got to run to this cave, we should have time to get everyone out. Because I think... I mean, I've never fought a dragon. But I feel like if we can... if there's some way to ambush him in the city, and we'd have cover as well. Because I think if anywhere open...
We actually have fought a dragon, but...
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, you fought Dazra.
I'll block that from my memory. That was a dreadful time in everyone's lives. I think we want to fight him in here because we got lots of places to hide and lots of cover. So I don't think it's an issue him coming here, so don't need to chase these people, but obviously evacuate first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Felix is going to be
if other people feel differently,
making his way in this direction towards the prisoners.
Yeah. Yeah. You find it a little bit hard to maneuver through this city. This is a city predominantly for halflings. So you, as a now large creature, find you are knocking over basically everything. Most of everything is empty. A lot of what you find is picked clean.
Stealth was never
But
an option.
just small wicker baskets and old market stall things and barrels that used to be filled with things, you're just knocking over and finding you're having to place and things like that. And a lot of moving through here would be half cover. By the time you get to Vaishal over here, by the time you sort of maneuver yourself over there, you sort of watch as he stands in the middle of the courtyard. You just appear and there's this large area of fog. This very large area of fog. Doesn't quite sort of stretch over the height of the buildings, but it's this large area of fog and you just hear this growl, bestial, and then very slowly there is just this silence, and then the fog seems to dissipate, and standing in the middle of the fog is Vaishal. He's not wearing his poncho anymore, just him and his bronzish tattoos, and he's got a few scars over him, clearly maybe a little bit of a broken nose, maybe one large scar over his shoulder, but all around him are cultists, and they are fucking gone. There is, you guys saw on the map, maybe about sort of 4 or 5 of them. Around here is about 10 cultists. 2 of them look to be wearing inquisitorial robes. All fucking gone. Blasted, burned with electrocution marks. Some with large scratches, possibly from his spear, possibly from his ability to turn into different creatures. You're not entirely sure, but he's just sort of in the middle of this square now with this fog cloud disappearing, and he's sort of hi Felix. Oh yeah, everything's okay around here. You guys got loud. They started opening the door to the villagers, so I intervened. Sorry, that's not how you guys do stuff.
No, this looks...
They're taken care of.
Looks like you've taken care of everything. Are you okay?
Yeah. Just need a minute. Just gonna just gonna and he sort of walks over to a patch of snow, and he just sort of like falls back into it. Just, whew. Okay, sort of like grabs some snow and sort of pats it over his face, like looks over himself. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna he places his hands on his chest, and he's gonna cast Cure Wounds on himself, give himself back some HP, and you watch as like some of his wounds close, not a massive amount of them. He'll use a second level on himself. He'll treat himself. It's pretty good, 2 6s. So he, recovers somewhat. And he sort of gets up. The villagers are in there. I'm interested. None of them are. No one went in there. I don't think any of them were harmed, other than our blue friend, who I think is still in the large building. Are the others okay? Are there any more to be seen anywhere?
It looks like everyone's. They're all running at this point. We need to try and get as many people out of here as possible.
I think I can help with that.
Yeah, I'd like to start moving
First,
inside and seeing.
Yeah.
Who's
So
inside,
you head
how
over
many
to the
people.
building. You move over to the door, and there's a very big lock on the door, like a big sort of gaudy iron lock on the door to this place with the prisoners, and you can just hear whispers from inside as you get close, as almost the people inside can hear you coming close. You just begin to hear things like, are they gone? Do you reckon they sorted them out? No, surely they've all been killed. They're stuck here forever. Sort of things like little whispers like that. But yeah, there's this big lock on the door. What would you like to do?
I haven't really got any finesse way of dealing with this right now, potentially. So I'm just gonna try and rip the thing off before I'm unbigged.
Yeah, just maybe a strength check. Maybe a strength check. I'll give you. You're big. I'll let you add a d4.
I think I have
'cause you're
advantage from being big.
Oh, you have advantage. Fantastic. Then take advantage.
That's not great.
Well, you sort of grab it and you're pulling at this large iron lock, and it's a hefty thing. You're trying to figure out, because you're big, you can't quite get a good enough grip on it to really sort of get in there and twist it. Baishal sort of goes up and takes a go, but yeah, he doesn't do much better than you. He gets a 13. So he's kind of stuck with it as well. He's like, I mean, I could shoot some lightning at it, maybe try and melt it, but I don't want to do that with people who are in there. So I think I better not. Where's our silver-tongued sailor with the lock picking? Is
Coming.
he's still alive?
It was the last time I saw him. Oramis,
Yeah.
can you open this door?
I'm
Can you hear that?
jogging around.
Yeah, I mean, you like.
I mean,
you're-
I'm
you're
not shouting,
way
but I
over
will
there.
yell that.
Yeah. You'll try and yell it. Oramis, you got a pretty high passive perception. There's a lot of wind and things around, but you would just hear Felix shouting something. You're not entirely sure. What's this group doing? So Kaiman, Gylndan, Nathan.
I'm going in to check on our blue boy.
Yeah.
Burst that door down.
Yeah, you open the door, you burst in, and indeed, tied to a sort of wooden post, trying to pull free his shackles. He's like, "Oh, come on, you bastard! Goddamn things!" Is your blue friend, Hercule Fuddlerock.
Huckle!
Stood at, maybe like 4 feet tall, large white beard, light sort of like sky blue skin, and a large sort of scar over the top of his bald head. He's a dwarf. He's very, very, broad as he is, tall sort of thing. And he's like, "Oh, fucking hell. Gylndan! My God! What luck is this?" only find a spider egg on Sunday. It's fantastic.
Are you okay, Hercule?
I appeared to be in a situation. Would you be able? Would you be able to help me out here? I'm a little bit stuck.
Is he chained to the wall?
Yeah, he's chained to like this wooden.
Can I have Big B's hand break the chain, please?
Yeah, your Big Beast hand sort of slowly floats in and just comes in, and yeah, for ease of this, he comes in. It's not the most thing shackle anyway. This is like a shackle built for this kind of town. So yeah, your Big Beast hand with a +8 strength can easily just chink, sort of break it up. Oh, thank you, hand. That's the big hand. Oh, my. Put her there, son. He walks up and gives you a shake of the hand.
I'll put him into a hug rather than shake his hand.
Oh, you. You human folk and your hugs, God.
How have you been? How did you end up here?
That, my good friend, is a not very long story, actually. Though maybe one I'd rather tell you when we are out of this place and I'm not freezing my blue balls off.
About that, we're not overly planning on leaving just yet.
He sort of looks at you with this look, this like knowing look, and he just puts his face in his hand. You're gonna kill the fucking dragon, ain't you?
He knows. Yes.
Nah.
Well, we're certainly going to try.
I mean, you guys are crazy enough to go ahead and kill a god. Of course you're gonna
Exactly.
kill the
I think,
dragon.
if anything, Hercule, that's a step down.
You know what, Gylndan? I think it actually kind of is. I'm not disappointed or anything. I'm impressed is what I goddamn am. You're looking good. You got nice new digs and.
Oh yeah, and we've improved the crew a lot. So it's me, Oramis, and Mazzy's here as well.
Oh,
we got rid of Doc because attitude problem didn't fit with the work culture.
I mean, he did kind of kill my best friend the last time I saw
I
him.
forgot about that. Yep, no, he's still like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's. I will make my peace with that one soon now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to diss your friend, but he was potentially the author of a mass genocide, a future mass genocide.
Yeah, Bricks was an asshole. He was a mind flayer asshole, but he was my asshole, I went through a lot, and he just went up and shook his hand, fucking handshake of death, whatever you guys goddamn called it. Jeez, I had a nightmare the other week that he did that to goddamn me.
We call that that's the Doc special.
The Doc special.
Yeah, it makes it sound less threatening than it is, which is essentially
everywhere else. You know what they call the Doc special everywhere else? Medicine. Medicine.
He does do healing, just not to people he doesn't like.
I mean, that's fair. I think that's right. God, it ain't been that long. Good to see you again, man. Well, I'll tell you what. If y'all are here to take on the dragon, I would be remiss if I didn't offer my services. I've learned a new thing or two in my time. And he sort of stands there, and now with his hands free, he sort of holds his hands out and sort of shakes his fingers, and you can see from this scar this sort of slight glow. And whereas before he could create these blades of sort of psychic energy all around him, now appears around him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just hovering and circling around his sort of like thing behind him, like, see? And so then one errantly just sort of like shoo, smashes into the thing, like, oh shit, and then all of a sudden they all just start flying around the room like, fuck, I'm still figuring it out.
That's good. Well, it looks pretty lethal.
Well, it certainly does the trick.
Do you know, basically, so we're going to fight the dragon here. I think we need to get rid of all the prisoners. Get rid of them, sorry. Escort them to safety.
Yep.
Do you know where are they all located in one place? Or?
As far as I'm aware, yeah, we were all put in the building way back there. I can show you. It's around this point you would hear the sort of shouts from Felix beyond the way. Hercule walks out, and Oramis, he sees you. God damn, Oramis. You know, I really thought you were going to be dead by now. I really thought you'd be the first.
He technically is, isn't he?
Wait, fucking what?
No, I don't think anyone knows that, do they?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think anyone
No.
actually knows that
No, so Gylndan would not say that unless he's seen it in a vision.
yet. Yeah, I really thought you'd be the first one to die, or something had happened to you. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one, mate.
Well, good to see you again, my man. Mazzarious. God damn, that hair was radiant. Hello again, friend. Mazzy sort of comes in, hey, just shakes his hand, sort of thing. And, whoa, what the fuck? As he looks towards Kaiman. That.
But he's a very recent addition. I'll be honest, we don't know much about him. He could be a problem. Don't know yet.
What is that?
I am friend.
It talks. It talks. That is an armored whatever the fuck. Hi. I'm sorry. This sounds rude. You're trying to be friendly. Hi. My name is Hercule. I'm a Duragar. I'm not from these places, so I don't know whatever place you come from. I come from some caves that are like a few miles down that way. That's why I'm all blue. Hi. I can do weird shit with my brain.
I'm Kai.
Hi. Okay. These overly fist bumps you just there. It sort of like leans over to you guys. He's an armored monster that fist bumps.
Oh yeah. He fist bumps the enemy too, just a little harder.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was just surrounded by like mashed up inquisitors.
Yeah, there is just like bodies strewn all over the place. Like, well, I see you guys are still
Still got it?
yeah, still got it. Let's go get some of these little folk then. Come on. It's fucking hilarious. These guys are so tiny. And he walks over and leads you guys over and off to the prisoners way over here.
The fist that I fist bump people with now is covered in blood.
Yeah, it's like it's covered in blood and singe marks and all sorts of stuff because you've been beating people. But there he is. There he is, fucking Urkel. And he shows you guys way over to this area. Whereupon he finally meets Felix. Whoa! You're very big. That is impressive. You guys have some weird friends, and you've got tattoos. All right.
Yeah, this isn't permanent. I mean, almost any second now, any minute.
I see. Fair enough. And all of a sudden, just like landing is a blood-soaked Ponsky. It's like a walking zoo round here. Jesus Christ. Y'all got yourselves a little goddamn army, didn't you?
Yeah, we didn't even really try and put this together. It just sort of happened.
Just kind of happened.
Ponsky here is the assistant to the Admiral of the Shattered Coast. I don't know if you've heard of the Admiral. Lovely guy.
I heard. I don't exactly know where we are right now.
Oh, sorry. I forget you spent your entire life underground.
I did. This is very, very far from anywhere I would consider home.
Okay.
Although
The Admiral is basically a king.
The Admiral is basically a king, and
Yeah.
he has he just points to Ponsky, and Ponsky just looks at him. I'm a friend. I see. Well, nice to meet you. And he awkwardly shakes his hand. Goes up and introduces himself to Vishal as well. And there's a sort of few awkward moments of just like that moment where like everyone stood in a circle, sort of just like trying to greet the new guy, but there's nothing really left to say, so it's just this awkward moment of silence. Anyway, the people, there's a
Oramis.
big ass lock on there.
Door.
Three stalls, Bosch. How's that?
Oh wow.
That is very, very good. Yeah, very, very easy. Because it's a big lock, it has the added benefit of you having some maneuverability within this thing. And though it is a big, hefty lock, you sort of look at it and you're like, yeah, it's not going to be easy to break through, but it doesn't look very hard to pick. And it really isn't.
Piece of piss.
So yeah, piece of piss, open it up, and all of a sudden, flooding out is just this shamble of halflings. Like maybe 15 to 20 like people who are maybe max 3.5 feet tall, and at their smallest about 3 feet tall, and they just like come shuffling out of the building. You can hear the rattling of chains as they're all just shuffling. Some large, some very skinny. A lot of the sort of males have like facial hair, like like small mustaches or beards or things like that. Nothing as large and epic as a dwarf might have, but just like small sorts of things. And a lot of the females have hair that sort of goes down generally to about their sort of like their calves. Very, very long hair for women, and all these people just come shuffling and running out, all falling into one large heap as they run out. Realize, oh yeah, our feet are chained, so they just come like falling out, and you hate to say it, but it's kind of comical as they all just run out and then just sort of fall, and as one falls, the other falls, and it's just this chaotic heap of halflings who have been chained one to another, to another, to another, to another, to another. Coming out to the very back of them are two humans, it seems. And they are a much older couple as they sort of like slowly, and they are clearly being dragged by these halflings and step out. All the people sort of like look towards you guys and they look around the dead cultist. Are you here to...
We are your saviors.
Oh, thank you. Thank the gods. This is it. Wow, you're very large. This is...
Thank you, I've heard that before.
You can thank us later, but we need to get you out of here. Some cultists escaped, and we think the dragon's on his way.
Shit. As this guy at the very front of the pack says, "Shit," someone who's clearly his wife just sort of comes over and slaps him on the back of the head. Language. Okay, there's a dragon. Still language. Come on, everyone. These people are going to lead us out.
Have any of you seen an elven woman and two half-elven children?
Elven woman, half-elven children. I personally have you? No, not me. No, not me. Can't say I have. Sorry, can't say I have. Sorry. Oh, I think maybe I saw some down by the market the other day. Sorry, no, sorry.
Do any of you know what happened to the rest of the people in the city?
Oh, they were taken on these boats. They waited here for merchants to come by into the city for trade, and they used the dragon and their forces to kill most people on board. They stuck most of us on boats. We're the only people here. They've sort of kept us as hostage, and we've gone around the city gathering gold and items and things for them, for the dragon, for... We don't exactly know. We just know they were going to dig. I think maybe they kept meeting in the tavern. Maybe there'll be some information in there. of where they've probably gone. Sorry, we don't exactly know. All we were told was.
Dig. Have we had any mention of dig before on the at the Silverhold, or no?
No, not as far as you're aware. Although this does slightly sort of, as I mentioned, digging. Ponsky does sort of like cock his head, like sort of dogs do. Looking.
Worrying. Interesting.
Speak your mind, Ponsky.
Right. Well.
And he sort of, at this point, it's kind of weird. He's been such a savage beast until this point, but now he stands up very Ponsky-esque. Sort of has his hands here, you know, and he's like,
Well, you see, the Silverhold has. It's very, very ancient, and there were rumors, there were sections of the. It used to be a castle many years ago. It passed from person to person for thousands of years after the Dragon Lord got converted into a prison. But there was supposedly there was something beneath the castle, buried beneath the castle. No one knows what, but in my studies, I've seen evidence, architectural drawings of supports and things beneath the castle. But as far as we know, none have been found. They were buried. You see, the Silverhold is built on one part of the castle. There is another part on the other side of the island. The Silverhold is on. No one goes there. It has old ruins, bog and marsh, jungle. Not the best kind of place for building a prison.
Is this whoever's on the island, Ben? Is that like common knowledge sort of thing, or is there any people that are around this area?
Only people around this area. It is very well known that they try and keep information about the Silverhold private. So you know that a lot of false information goes out about it. You've heard that there's a volcano on there. You've heard that the prison is actually an underground prison. You've heard that it's under the sea. You've heard it's this. You've heard it's that. There's so much. They purposely tried to flood the market with information so that people wouldn't know what to expect if they tried to go there and do something nasty like break people out. Ponsky's told you a little bit of, in the past couple of days of just being, on the ship, of what you might expect. And yes, it is an island, and on this island is the prison, but the prison takes up maybe like half the island. The other half is the remains of another castle, as you've now learned, and mostly sort of like jungle-esque territory. It's a few days sail away into slightly warmer climates south, so it's able to, that sort of lifestyle is able to thrive there. But that's sort of what you know in this instance. There might be more information out there that you can find in and around this area. Maybe they did mention that and you've seen the tavern was the sort of main building, as it were. So might be some information in there, but otherwise, you're not entirely sure.
Are we all going to escort these people out, or are we going to send one person and the rest of us set up to face? I can't off.
I think we send one person.
Okay.
I shall offer his services, so will Ponsky.
I think they're both people, they're candidates I'd have picked. They both can hold their own. I wouldn't go near Ponsky.
Yeah. Ponsky easily just says,
Yeah.
Where are you going to take them?
This forest outside the city. We'll go there. I'll go there and we'll try and find somewhere quiet. If you could all just make noise in the city. Try not to defer them away.
And he, yeah, basically saying like he'll take them like way out here, somewhere at the top of the battle map. So, you know, somewhere not too far, but far enough. Like probably just beyond the battle map, into the woods and the trees. It's very, very easy to get their shackles off as well. It's literally just like taking one or two of them off, and Ponsky easily just like cuts through some of them. Felix, with the last of your size, you can easily break some of these off. Again, these are shackles made for halfling and smaller folk. Looking at it, most of these folk are either farmers or fishermen or maybe some sailors. And as they said, they were generally kept here to basically clear out the city for the cultists. Go through building to building, grab anything of value, from silver, silver forks and spoons and things like that, to gold, to different idols. One or two of them man to help melt things down. Basic stuff. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, you happy for Ponsky to go and take these people away, or did you want someone else to do it? What are the rest of you doing, if anything?
So I think Ponsky goes, and then we can start setting up for this dragon attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we sort of like do a quick like reconnoiter of stuff within the city? Like, are there any like supplies that can be like sort of just like scrounged through, like?
There are things like
are there
things
any
like food for the cult.
Yeah, like are there any food stores we could like pile up in the street or something to try and lure the dragon to that point? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's all the dead shit in the cages, isn't there?
There was all the dead shit in the cages that you didn't properly inspect because it was quite dark. But yeah, you can, going into the tavern, if that is a thing that sort of you would do. There is the food stores of these cultists. This is where they would eat. It's fairly basic stuff, nothing that they would need to cook. It's all things like, rashers of sort of dried beef and some potatoes and carrots and things like that. You get the sense that it's stuff they didn't need to cook so that they wouldn't piss off the dragon, because the dragon doesn't like fire. So that's about what you sort of sense.
Okay.
It's been about sort of maybe 20 minutes now since people have
are there
run
any like these guys all had like weapons and stuff? We didn't necessarily see anyone with bows, but can Mazzy find any arrows? Because he's not low, but he's not topped off.
Yeah. Walking around to the sort of wall, maybe at one point Mazzy would just go to the wall and sort of see if any of them are still there, and heading up upon the wall. A lot of these guys did in fact have arrows. They were outfitted with short bows up here, and
cool. Can he do that? And then should we set Mazzy to keep watch from the tower or something, just so he's got a good sight lines, so he can
range as well.
us.
So.
Yeah. Pick a tower. Mazzy will sit on it.
Whatever the tallest one is.
The one he was in before.
If the clock tower is still the tallest.
Yeah.
The
tallest.
Or the bell tower.
Still the tallest one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so Mazzy will get it there. No problems. He climbs his way up. Uses his boots to sort of climb his way up, and just sits up there with his bow, freezing his ass off. But there we go. Cool. What is everyone else doing at this point?
So we're getting that food, aren't we? Problem is, he's going to know the cultists are going to tell him that we've taken the city. So we could try and make it look like it's abandoned and we've just left all that there, and he might just come down and take it.
Yeah.
I mean, we should be hiding anyway, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we just kind of need to. Also, can we? like, I don't know, unless we've got any like big trap ideas anyone thinks we can set up with like the food and stuff like that. I could do some.
Kaiman,
How's everyone looking for health? Do we need to heal up a bit?
I could do the little splash, but me and Nathan took a little hit, but it's minimal.
Mazzy took a lightning
15.
bolt, and Felix is at half.
Someone else took a lightning bolt, didn't they?
Ponsky?
Ponsky did, but Ponsky's heading out to
He's off.
Yeah, help the people. So he's
he's
okay.
Cold.
If there's anything you guys would like to do at the minute, now is the time to do it. You'd have maybe like 10-15 minutes of just doing whatever you guys need to do. Really.
Gather around, everyone.
What sort of offensive spells have you got?
Fist.
Is that a spell?
It's not a spell I'm familiar with.
It's a great spell. It doesn't take up a spell slot, so.
Who's winning here?
yeah, kind of. I mean, offensive. I've got guiding bolt, sacred flame, heat metal, if that counts.
That counts.
And then wall of fire.
Oh.
Okay.
Kind of spirit guardians, but I think that just stops them moving.
No, it does
Spirit Guards is good
aura of
offensively.
damage around you.
Oh yeah, cool. I got that. And then the rest are like buffs, like elemental weapon and lots of healing.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you needed to heal people up before this fight, now might be a good.
If we're all close.
Right, if you're dishing out some heals.
Yeah.
So for this, where everyone's just taking a bit of damage, which healing should I do? I don't want to like waste.
JJ, I'll defer to you on this one. As a fellow cleric,
I don't know what have you got mass cure wounds?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
That's probably a good one because that's 3d8 plus modifier, and most people, so you'll probably get like around 15 or 20 for everyone for that.
Good.
And then
yeah, that's about as much as we need.
that would
and if anyone else
like one hit. I mean, I could do with a bit more. I'm down 50, but have we got any potions or anything like that? Can we look through all the cultist like supplies as well in like the properly investigate the tavern once kind of
sure.
thing?
So Ryan, if you wanted to use mass cure wounds, you can just roll me, take off a 5th level spell slot, roll me 3d8.
Does everyone get this if they're within?
Yeah.
3d8, take away 1.
Plus your wisdom mod.
So that's 18. Everyone gets 18 healing.
Yeah.
18. Oh, nice. Back up to max. Cheers. Oh boy.
Cool.
That's by now as well. Cool. And then, any other healing spells people want to do. If you're really bad, Vashal will come up and just give you a 2nd level cure wounds. So 4, 9 plus 13 for you, Felix. as well. You can add that on.
85.
Sorry, real quick. How much heals did we get from Crocodile Boy?
18.
18. Nice.
Yeah, going and checking these cultists individually, they didn't really have much on them.
Yeah, I
I'll
was
be
more
able to
thinking about
gather-
investigating the tavern where they were using as a base.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Fuck.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, you're sort of like rushing through them with the impending,
That's
that's
worse, Luke.
Yeah.
thing of like, the impending threat of dragon. You're all sort of, you're being very, very quick about it. Your mind is
Yeah,
frazzled.
it's-
Also, your
It's
family
like
is-
picking things up but not really
hoping
looking at it
you
and then
are-
looking out the window.
Yeah, and there's a room back there. Be like, oh no, I don't have time to go. I don't have time. It's not in sight. Not useful. Walk back out. Nothing really you can find in there, I'm afraid. Someone make a perception check.
Also, can I have a quick look to see if there's anything about how they normally meet the dragon?
Yeah,
Fuck.
sure. Make me an investigation check. Oh, while everyone else is doing that stuff, make me a if you want to make.
Okay, that's for the perception you asked for, and then I'll do an investigation. Did you say?
Yeah. 25. Yeah, so looking around, very, very quickly you spot a sort of small little note that's like pinned to the wall by an arrow, and it's like a thing, basically like, if you need the dragon, ring the bell or start a fire. And in like small brackets at the bottom it says, preferably ring the bell. He really hates fire. So you get the sense that a big fire, as you've heard of before, he can almost sense it within his terrain, within his region, within his area of snow. He can almost sense, you get the sense that he can almost detect large fires or large amounts of heat within his region. So yeah, either starting a large fire or ringing the bell, or just physically going to get him.
If we start a fire, can we get him to come over before the cultists reach him? Is that an idea? And he doesn't know what he's walking.
20 minutes.
Sorry?
By now it's been about 20 minutes. You don't know how far away his cave is,
Oh,
but
it's got to be more than 20 minutes.
Especially in these conditions.
Yeah.
I mean, potentially, yeah, we'd separate him from them if they're still going to the cave and looking for him while he's here. Might be worth doing.
Okay.
Then we only have to concentrate on
Does
Ben.
it say? Yeah. Did it say anywhere, Ben, where they normally meet him? Or
nope, he flies over the city. Where he lands. Often it'll be outside. Often they'll like wait outside the front. They haven't. From what with the 25, from what little things you can also sort of gather, like small notes on, like today we did this, and today we did that. You very quickly gather that they haven't really needed him that much. It's only been about maybe a week and a half since their occupation, and they've maybe needed him once, and that was when you think Kaiman was found, and before that it was around like the beginning when his people were here. So yeah, they haven't really required to come get him, but in the times they have, they've met him at points of danger or outside the city, or sometimes he'll fly over the city and land somewhere on one of the buildings or somewhere in the vicinity.
Okay.
so we've got Mazzy up top. Oramis, you've got a bit of range as well, haven't you, with your Eldritch Blast?
I've
do.
got good
And you're
range.
very mobile, so you should probably be up top somewhere as well.
I've got good range if necessary,
Man.
but I'm better up close.
Up close.
With my AoE dodging, I'm happy to be some bait on the ground.
Interesting. Didn't have you as a hero. Okay, that's not a terrible shot actually. Because you only take half damage on a failed save, don't you?
Yeah,
Okay, that's good to
and
know.
that obviously I have got maneuverability as well.
Carmen, I think I know the answer to this, but are you dexterous? Because you don't fucking look it. I think you might be muted.
Yeah,
Right.
I just found it out. I have 12
12 what?
dexterity.
12 peaches?
If you would rate his dexterity out of 20, it would be a 12.
Oh, what
That's
a
above average.
concise ranking system.
Slightly above average.
Okay. Cool. Right. I think we try and summon him here. Because I think he's going to come in aggressive if the cultists get to him. So I think if we can get him to come over here,
Before
it's not going to be much of a surprise, like a chance for surprise. But it's better than him coming in like hot and heavy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we want to ring that bell then?
Oh, we could ring the bell. Yeah, if you can fix it, we could ring it, and that'll be better because it would be like we're actually summoning. He's actually being summoned rather than
less
fire. He'd be a bit
antagonistic.
wary of. Yeah.
I mean, you could just—it's a big bell. Just hit it with anything metal. I've presumably got like hammers and stuff, and I mean, Colin's got a big metal fist
you've
actually.
Bro, Kaiman.
I hit the bell, Carmen. So I think we should try and we need to get him on the ground basically.
So
Somewhere on this corridor if we can.
Have we like piled up basically everything like out front here, between the two big buildings?
Yeah, if we let's pull the bodies into the away so they
Thank
doesn't
you. Make me small again, please.
too bad, and then we'll bring the food out.
Okay, so you're spending a bit of time pulling the rest of the bodies out, grabbing things from the cages and what food you can find.
Taking the cages out, taking the inquisitors and the cultists inside.
Okay, so
We've got Vice as well actually. So.
yeah, and he definitely helps out. He transforms himself into a bear, and whilst transforming into a bear, he just sort of maneuvers over, grabs these cultists, and just sort of like one in each claw, one in his mouth, and just starts dragging them across. That takes maybe another sort of 5-10 minutes of you doing this. Interesting point. As you go and open the cages for these animals, which I'm not going to make you roll to do, it's fairly basic rocks. As you sort of pull them out in the light of day, you notice that many of these animals have been... Well, they're not normal. Where you remember before seeing, like, Felix, you remember seeing, like, this wolf with this strange tuft of fur. You look at it now in the light of day and you realise where it's got a tuft of fur, the fur has ended, and what's there instead are, like, scales. As if this thing has almost been experimented on, or scales have been patched on. And in fact, as you pull out many of these creatures, an elk, a boar, a deer, a couple of foxes, these couple of goblins that were in there, all of them have almost looked like they've been experimented on to try and have some patchwork things basically added on to them. Some animal experimentation to maybe give them some draconic properties. Is probably, now that they're in the light of day, you recognize maybe this has killed them. And yeah, in pulling these out, and Kaiman, you almost like bring these out and think that's probably why you were placed in this specific cage over here, because you are already scaled and naturally armored, and things like that. So you're quite lucky your friends came along, because your new allies came along, because you don't know what kind of experimentation they might have done on you otherwise. But yes, you're all bringing out things into the center of the into the center. Does someone just want to draw me like a circle and say sort of where you're placing a lot of this food and a lot of this stuff?
Okay, in here, outside the main building.
Yeah.
As good a place as any.
Sorry.
As good a place as any.
Yeah, I think so.
So if I just draw lips, and I just go like that, and that is basically your big food pile just there as you grab stuff and move it along. Now you are grabbing things and moving it along, and this is where the perception checks come in, because you're sort of like you're throwing the final pieces of these things there, and suddenly,
Okay.
who speaks Draconic?
I do.
Oh,
Or Felix does.
So
we have two.
you two hear, well, everyone hears a noise. I think almost it's like thunder, but no light follows it. And it has a rhythm, a pattern to it. It almost sounds more like stone grinding against stone. But Felix, Kaiman, you almost piece together syllables of speech. For everyone else, you hear what does everyone else? Well, Felix, Kaiman, you just hear
You're not meant to be here.
Now, you guys don't see where this voice is coming from. Above you, as the day is progressing, the storm is picking up, or the storm of like snow and mist is picking up. There's clouds all above you and around you. When you stand in the middle of the city, you can't see, like you can just barely see the gates either side. So this creature must be pretty high up, and you just hear this voice.
When do we
circling
hear
around.
that?
What do you guys do?
Hiding, running, trying to get into one of the buildings and hiding. Also, I'd be definitely small. by now
Indoors.
Yeah, you're smaller. And so therefore, can everyone place themselves wherever they would like? You can basically get in every building, like any building. But place themselves wherever you would like to essentially start combat. And everyone roll me a stealth check.
Can we have advantage if we're inside the building?
I would say because you were in the
okay.
middle of moving things, it's basically like all of you moving stuff and then rushing into buildings and doing that sort of thing.
Oh, I don't know where to go. It's tricky.
These two, Vishal and Herkel, will go pretty much.
I think- Oh, is a stray cultist here, Ben?
Straight
Just to the south of the bridge. Kill it.
Yes.
Kill it. Nathan and I will come over here. That is... Oh, stealth. Everyone's favourite. 13's okay. Nathan has disadvantage because he's an idiot. Also, I swear Dragon's passive perception is really high, isn't it?
I bet it's higher than 6.
For a regular dragon, maybe. For this dragon, you have no idea. This guy is maybe not as smart as a lot of dragons, but that is what we'll figure out as soon as I get Herkel's stuff up. Where's Durgar? Durgar. Soulblade, there we are, but with a couple of changes. Cool.
Just think of you, Luke. Like, is it Star-Lord in the first Guardians of the Galaxy where he's just dancing? What are you doing? Like, distraction, bitch.
So, so Oramis, you're staying outside.
Yeah, I'm singing. I'm singing, mate.
Yeah.
Sea
so
shanties.
you're outside. You're outside singing. Absolutely. So everyone else manages to sort of like run inside. Kaiman, you're very quick at running inside. Gylndan and Nathan, maybe you two just like deliberate.
Oh,
for
I'm
a
gonna be
second.
very honest with you, Ben. That is a natural one from Nathan because he's still exhausted, isn't he?
Yeah. Nathan, like you start moving, like, come on, Nathan. And Nathan's like, yeah. I'll just be there 1 second, and he slips on some ice, and you have to go help him up, and that's mostly why you fail. Mazzy is up in the bell tower. It's very hard for him to hide. There's not a lot of cover. And Felix, yeah, I don't know. You're helping put things away. Maybe you're just a little bit off. But Oramis, you're just sort of stood out there. Roll me a performance check. Why not? Just a performance check. See how well your singing is.
So close to
15.
stardom.
So, as you're all sort of like hidden and like warily looking outside windows and trying to look up, there is just silence. All you hear for a few minutes is just the whistling of wind through the long street of Dawnport, and Oramis is singing. Oramis, you get to about the end of a pirate sea shanty. It's okay, not your best, but passable. And by the time you get to the end of the song, you're sort of stood there, and the song finishes. And you're trying to think of another one, when suddenly something dips below the clouds. You have a pretty high passive perception. You can see something large and white dips below the clouds for a minute, and then rises back up, almost like a whale breaching the water. And then again, over there, something large comes beneath the clouds and back up. And then all at once, this huge figure swoops down, swirls and spins around the city, flies down and lands atop the tavern. This boy.
Oh, fuck.
He lands atop the tavern, and you can see now this massive beast of a dragon. It is not a lean and powerful, it is not a lean and muscular looking dragon as you've seen sort of in Dazra and Alba's. No, this is like a bear or like, a boar. There is some blubber there, but beneath it is just pure hardened muscle. His scales are like sort of icicles over his form, and you can see in the light there is this sheen. There is this very, very evident sheen of almost like black ice over his whole form that makes up what you think is this frosty armor that he seems to have. His wings are massive to carry such a huge creature through the skies. His tail is equally long, almost like that of a T-Rex, where it's thick and got power in it, clearly to be used as a weapon. Its arms are massive, like huge tree trunks. And over from the end of its tail all the way up its back are these like spines, these bones. But they're not white, like the color of bone. No, they're more like almost tilted blue, and they're jagged, like icicles spiking through his back. And as they reach his back, they get quite large, and they small over his head. But then upon his head, upon the sort of dome of his head, almost just looks like this one huge ice spike that sticks out the top of his head, clearly used as a somewhat weapon in battle. This is Arcticorn. And as he flies down, he lands upon the tavern. One of his feet goes through the roof, but he manages to stay intact. Felix and Felix, Vaishal, and Kaiman, you all sort of like can see just this huge claw lift through the roof, and
I'm in danger.
The dragon stares at you a long while, Oramis, and then looks to the food you've placed before it. And then looks back at you, back at the food. And then in a large lumbering motion, and it lands in a huge thud, sort of over here, just on the other side of this bridge. And it looks at you and it says,
To the gnomes.
I've not got a clue what he says today.
you have got no idea. Felix and Kaiman, you understand that means you not profit people.
Cool. I don't
But
know.
Can I
Oramis,
real
you-
quickly
you
message
don't-
that to like from inside, send message to Oramis, and just be like, he knows we're not
I think he's onto
cultists.
this guy.
So if I get that message, I guess, and I'll say, but we are friends. This is a gift for you, O great mighty dragon.
Trothlama.
which Felix, you recognize to mean speak language. Like, this is a very base, very almost like talking to a caveman in Draconic when you're listening to him speak.
I'll send another message. Don't think he speaks common.
Any chance for another message? Can I try repeating that in Elvish?
What a loser.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'll say the whole thing again. Like,
Yeah.
To the Kamasol.
which is speak language or die.
Don't suppose I'm getting another message anytime soon.
I will. I'll walk out. And I'll repeat what Oramis said in Draconic the first time about we are friends of the cultists and this is a gift to the mighty dragon. But also being like, I'm
Okay.
gonna run inside at any moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Felix, make a deception check.
Oh, I bet he's well good at these.
I'm only saying this isn't with disadvantage because you've got Oramis out there
Oh.
trying to speak to this creature clearly.
Oh, wish me luck.
And just Ben, quickly, have I got eyes on this?
You, from the building you have chosen, I mean, you would hear a lot of stuff going on. There might be a window outside, but it'd be like looking out the front, like looking out a window out the front and trying to look all the way down the street. You know, you've got like very, very limited eyes. You'll probably be able to see Oramis just stood there, but not the massive creature.
Can I see
stood before.
Felix?
Yeah, as he steps out, you might be able to see Felix. Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Don't roll yet, JJ.
I'm looking at my spells as well.
I can, if I can see a creature, I can. If it does an ability check, I can use my portent ability. Are you happy with that, Ben?
Yeah. If you see a creature, although I would. Because you would need to know that he's coming out there to essentially do the ability check, which I guess you would because he's leaving. So yeah. You know what? I'll allow it. If Felix is going out, you as a very intelligent person would know that something's gone wrong. I'll give him this. So
I can offer you a 15, Felix. Base roll.
I have a modifier of +1, so
16's all right.
it's whether or not we want to literally roll the dice. It's up to you because that's also good for like a good attack roll or a good saving throw.
Okay, I'm not going to use it.
Okay, I shall
Okay.
roll.
Can I get myself to the door, like ready to burst out?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see behind you, Nathan is
There we go.
whacking himself. He is
I think.
Oh.
shitting himself. 16. Okay. Roll. Okay. He sort of looks at you. Obviously, Oramis, you don't understand a word he says, but he stares at you for a moment.
Why you not wear silly clothes?
I will translate this in the hope that Oramis will provide me with inspiring words, as he is an eloquent man.
What did he say? Why don't
Why are we
I
not
wear?
dressed right?
Why you not wear silly
Allergies.
Because we are not silly people. We are very serious. Oh, mighty dragon, whom we praise most highly.
Bitch.
I will repeat that in Draconic.
Sort of stares at the both of you a minute. Goes to take a step on the bridge in the middle, and you just hear this like, and just this like waning of chain, and he sort of like doesn't. And then he sort of comes towards you and just almost leaps over it, lands on this mound of flesh, looks at it all, looks back at you.
I eat. You quiet.
And he just like, in his massive maw, just picks up an entire like elk. And in his mouth, you can physically see as he picks it up in his mouth, as it's just holding there in its mouth, icicles begin to appear around it, and it physically freezes whilst it's in his mouth. And then as he's got it like lifted up in the air, he stares right towards you and bites down, and there's just this shattering noise, like ice shattering, and this elk just falls now with a massive chunk on his back. And you just hear the crunching, like he's physically biting down on like rocks, like on an ice cube. And he continues this, constantly sort of looking at you.
Okay. Well.
Why? You will tell me bad here.
Sorry, that cut out a second. What did you say?
Why? Prophet people tell me bad here.
I don't know which way to go with this.
I mean, they're all a bit doolally anyway, aren't they? They've all been jacked up with various elements.
I was going to say that the prophets are lying to you. They're trying to use you for your power. We're here to help you get free. I don't know. JJ, feel free to not translate that.
Yeah.
If you have a better idea.
While I am translating this, I kind of want to be like looking around to all the companions, sort of like trying to make sure everyone's on alert, ready to potentially give like a go order. But yeah, I'll translate and
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Ben, I can see the dragon now, yeah?
I would say now you can like see its wing, or you can see like a large part of it, yeah.
with
Okay.
Aramis' suggestion, I'll say something along the lines of, there were many dangers here. The cultists wanted to keep you away. We bring you here to offer you this as a token of our esteem.
Dangerous like that one.
And he looks up towards Mazzy, up in the tower.
I see hiding. People hiding. Why hiding?
Because you are so magnificent and so scary, oh Arctothorn. I'm going full Bilbo from The Hobbit now.
Yeah, this is very much a Hobbit situation. And he's sort of like he just sort of like growls at you with a thing of like, I don't give a fuck whether you care about me or not. You know? And he just bites down. This is like you trying to tell trying to tell us like an animal.
We
They're not
really
gonna give a
should have put a bomb in his food.
Can I like sort of like, I'll
he
put like a
bites down on
hand
the
on
rest of this.
Oramis and just sort of start to like back us away a bit, try and get sort of like 20 or so feet like down the street.
Where going?
We leave you this gift to eat in peace, almighty Arctothorn.
Good. You quiet. Ring shiny. Next. Wrong.
And he just bites down into this thing, and with one massive bite, he just bites and crunches,
Okay.
and like full head of elk.
Yeah.
And
With that, with like Oramis and I like pulled back to, like a good safe distance, like starting to get a little bit like cover off the road and stuff like that. I want to just try and like quickly make eyes with everyone, and then just like give a signal. And if I can like make eyes with everyone and get like almost like a ready from everyone, and then give a signal, I'm gonna cast a spell. If I get like a ready essentially from everyone.
I was waiting on his command for that.
I would say. So where have you moved to, Felix?
So I've moved like back and like just sort of like starting to get some cover behind this wall, so I can still see.
Just there.
So I can still see. Yeah, I blend in with the grey token. I blend in quite well on this map.
Yes, I'm quite.
But yeah, I just want to be tucked in just a little. I still want to be able to see, so I can got like targeting, but like just tucked in enough.
Behind that wall is a bit that goes underneath the road. Behind that. Okay, I would say you could go there, because back there is you're going down beneath the wall. But yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're just tucking in. Oramis, are you moving anywhere during this point? Or?
I would have when I started to move, I would have like
with,
had a hand
Felix.
on Oramis to try and get him to come with me. Yeah, sort of moving backwards, bowing in reverence.
Yeah. Okay. Arctothorn is like any animal, just sort of enjoying his food for a minute. As you guys sort of like move back there, he takes the final sort of like leg of the elk and just shoves it in his gob. Looks around to you, and then just sort of looks around. Goes in to bite this like massive bear, basically, and like continues his food, but he is, now that you've backed away, he is like keeping an eye on you. Like, so his head is down, but his eyes are up, just sort of like feasting on this thing and looking at you. A little bit like, like an animal who's very distrustworthy. Very distrustworthy.
Okay. But with that, if everyone's ready.
But, so you go back.
As if you on Felix's hand signal,
yeah,
I'm gonna prep a wall of force, and I want to sling it as soon as Felix flicks whatever he does out.
Okay. Wall of Force. So, Felix, you would essentially go first. You would be casting a spell.
Yeah.
Things. He's looking right at you.
Yeah.
And in this moment, you get the sense that he is somewhat readying an action. You can almost see in his stance, he's almost like up like a like an animal ready to move. He's almost readying the dodge action if anything happens.
Yeah.
So, what is your spell that you're casting?
I'm casting Storm Sphere.
Storm Sphere.
So.
Okay. So.
Oh, sorry. That was meant to put the description.
That doesn't require an attack roll, please.
No, that was meant to put
So
the description. There you go. So 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. Sphere remains. Spell's duration. Each creature in the sphere appears or that enters stone now must succeed in a strength saving throw, take 2d6 bludgeoning damage to the sphere space is difficult to range. If the spell ends, you can use a bonus action to return to cause a bolt of lightning to leap from the center of the sphere. Range attack on a hit, target 4d6 lightning. Creatures in 30 feet of spell disadvantage on wisdom perception checks are made to listen. Cool. Okay. Cool spell. So, you're casting Storm Sphere, you part the staff, cast it forward, a sphere of swirling sort of cloud suddenly appears in the air in front of you. He takes the dodge action. This doesn't help him.
As Felix's Storm Sphere goes out on...
Yeah.
Where are you drawing it, Jojo?
So I'm going to draw it to try and... That is a freehand drawing. That is not drawing a circle like I intended. But it goes about there. I was trying to draw a circle,
wow.
but I have failed.
Which circle drawing school did you go to?
I went to the school of drawing with a mouse. Let's try that again.
Apparently not.
I think that's the right size, although it's slightly off. I want to center him in it, essentially.
Yeah, no worries. And it's a storm, so that's that. That's Storm Sphere. This brown sphere is food.
Cool.
Brown circle.
As he casts that, I want to... I had that Wall of Force prepped.
Yes.
I want to put a sphere around him.
How big can your Wall of Force be?
Radius 10 foot. Anything.
Radius 10 feet.
Yeah.
He
doesn't
bigger
look
than a
it.
10-foot radius. Including his wings
He counts as a
and everything, he counts
gargantuan
as a
creature.
gargantuan creature.
How big's a gargantuan creature?
Yeah.
Gargantuan is...
25 by 25. At least.
I thought Gargantuan was 20 by 20.
Big.
Look, because you've got
Large is 10.
large, huge.
Huge is 15.
Oh,
Gargantuan is 20. Like, obviously they can be bigger, but they start at 20, right?
yeah, no. My apologies. Yeah, they start at 20. So you're putting a Wall of Force around him. Does he get a save for anything
No.
like that? Or no?
It says
Just
if the wall
round.
cuts through a creature's space when it appears, the creature is pushed to one side of the wall. Your choice which side. Obviously, I'm going to push him into the center of this sphere.
Yeah.
So I'm trapping him in this Storm Sphere that Felix has cast, essentially.
Okay. So in that case, you know what? Yeah, he's inside a Wall of Force. He's stuck there. Let me just look up Wall of, just so that I know for my own benefit. Wall of Force springs into existence, forming into a hemispherical dome or a sphere, but a radius of up to 10 feet, or you can shape that part surface, blah, 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 blah. After the duration, creatures pushed to one side of nothing physically passed through the wall. It's immune to all damage and can't be dispelled by spell magic or disintegrated. Spell destroys the wall instantly, however, to extend into the ethereal plane. Cool. So, Wall of Force springs around him suddenly, and you suddenly just watch him just go suddenly, like, freaking the fuck out. This wall encapsulates his wings inside. He's stuck. He's thrashing, and you just hear in Draconic,
No, not magic. You know, send me back. Not send back. I know, go back.
and he's just slamming and thrashing against the inside of this wall of force. It is literally like an animal who's just been stuck in a cage. He is relentless, aggressive, unyielding, unmoving, and he will continue to just slam and claw and bite. You see at one point, he just draws all this air into sort of like around him into his chest, and as he goes, you can physically see like these like wisps of air and snow going into his chest, and then when inside of his chest, there's this like blue sort of flash, almost like the air is flash freezing inside of his chest, and then he breathes all this air out, but it just like just hits the side of the thing and just spreads out in this sort of cloud of white snow and mist and air. You have a wall of force around him.
He's
Nicely done.
about to take a whole bunch of fucking damage.
He is about to take a whole bunch of fucking damage. So
How would you like to handle this,
so
Ben?
what? He's 24. Well, so the wall of force, nothing can pass through the wall of force.
Yes.
Your thing is bigger than a wall of force.
Yes.
Therefore, I would say and there is no room inside of there. So I would say, as the wall of force springs into existence, it basically shunts your spell, because your entire spell doesn't go into the space, and nothing can pass through. So I'd probably say that's how it works. Maybe, I guess part of your spell was already in there. So yeah. You know what? Yeah. I will.
I can also use
tentatively
the
allow.
spell inside to attack him.
You can. Yes. So yeah, he's stuck inside there with a wall of force.
So,
And a storm sphere.
I mean, do you want to do the saving throws first or the attacks first?
So saving throw. So he has to make a strength saving throw or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage if he starts his turn within that.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to say like all of
his-
these are halved, I think that would be I feel like that would be fair for him for it only being half the
Yeah,
spell.
I'll probably do it that way. Not the whole.
Okay. So.
Not the whole. Yeah. So let's get up his beefy thing. So,
I mean, imagine he'll make a lot of these. DC
strength is
18.
that. So strength saving throw. That is a DC 18. So the first one's a 23.
Yeah.
How many's he got to make? 10.
Each creature in the
So
sphere.
yeah, let's do-
one
let's
for
do
when it
bludgeoning damage.
appears, and then one for each, so 11. Because it's one when it appears
11.
and one
All right.
for every
I'm
turn
not
he
going to
ends.
throw a couple. Cool. So I'm just going to do this on my dice thing because I'm not fucking rolling 10 dice. So d20 times 10. All right. So let's go through this. So we passed the first one, a natural 20 on the second one, 3. So pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, fail, fail.
So 4 failures.
So roll me. Pardon?
4 failures.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3,
So
4.
8
Yes.
D6.
4 failures. The rest of.
Yeah?
Yeah. 86.
86. Roll. 36 bludgeoning damage.
36.
That's good.
Pretty good. You
Uh,
watch as inside of this thing, as he's been buffeted and slammed around,
You've rolled d8s, I think, haven't you?
you have rolled
I
d8s.
have rolled d8s. That is my bad.
That is okay.
35.
Didn't think that was high.
Oh my god.
Fair play. 35. All right. So you watch as he's being buffeted around inside and he's been smashed up against the side. This frosty armor does seem to be protecting him as he's been smashed around inside there. He is withstanding a lot of what you're taking at him, and therefore he is resistant to bludgeoning damage.
I would also like to use
35
my
half is 17.
Yeah, I'd also like to use my bonus action on each of these turns to do the lightning attack on him.
Do the lightning. All right. So you've got to make some spell attack rolls. Make me 10 spell attack rolls.
Right.
You've got to beat 18.
An 18. Okay.
18 to beat.
So 10d20. My spell attack bonus is plus 10. So everything that's 8 or higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are 8. 5 of them hit, I think, on that. If you just want to double check my...
Yeah, 5.
Yep, 5 of them hit. Cool. So that's what? 4d6 times 5. That's 20d6. Weird math you're gonna have to do here as well. So yeah, 20d6. 62. Now, here's the interesting thing. He is resistant to lightning damage.
Oh, fuck off.
So what you do here is over this entire minute, you smash him, and you smash him, and you smash him, and you take away. Finally, you watch this armor of his crack after 60 damage. And then, so that's all of his temporary hit points from his armor gone. And then he takes 2 damage. So
his armor's gone at least.
his armor is gone. And then at the end of the minute, when this thing goes away, the armor returns and slowly forms over his body. And as so how long does the wall of force have?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. So you watch as this snowstorm after 1 minute dissipates, and then he's sort of stood inside there and just and still like quite cramped in here. He looks up towards you, and you just watch as this black ice reforms over his whole body as he has taken 2 damage plus whatever the other damage was. Actually, that might have been higher because he already took. Yeah, no, sorry, that was a bit higher because he took 19 damage. So that's then. Yeah, no, my apologies. Yeah, so he took. Yeah, so we took 17. Hold on. Weird math here. So we took 17 bludgeoning damage plus. So it was 17. Okay, 17 plus 62 is 79. 79. Well, you've got 60. So then. Yeah, absolutely. So you got.
I thought he was resistant to lightning.
Yes, and he's resistant to bludgeoning as well. He's resistant to everything while he's got that armor on.
Okay.
So everything except for fire, funnily enough, which you guys already know because you've read a bunch of stuff about it.
Okay.
So
he
he goes to 60. So actually, he takes 12 damage. No, yeah, 12 damage in total.
So it's 17.
Because it goes up to, if you add all that damage together, anyway, 60 because he's resistant to all of that, and that's his armor. Then you have then what's left over is damage he actually takes. So he takes 12 damage.
Okay.
Well, it's 6 times better than it was before.
Should we have a quick drink break?
It is 6 times better than it was before. And as this spell finishes, he just looks at you all. And yes, we will take a quick 5-minute break here. And we'll be back for the last half an hour. Yeah. Apologies about the break. I completely blanked in my mind.
stuff that you cast after you've got the wall of
Yeah,
force
no
in
one-
place. Nothing I've
yeah,
found.
it's an interesting thing. I've said I'll roll with it because you cast it before. But center, the arc of lightning comes from the center of the storm. So if it was slightly off, I might have said no. And obviously, beyond that, because I mean, in the wording of Wall of Force, force of existence will appear to be free floating, forming into a hemispherical shape. Its power must be that. Nothing can physically pass through the walls. Immune to all damage, can't be dispelled by dispel magic. It disintegrates by the wall instantly, however, also extends into the ethereal plane. Yeah. So it just says nothing can pass through it. So I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. Anyway, picking things back up. So you guys have just cast a Wall of Force, and a storm has brewed within the Wall of Force. And as you watched for about a minute of this like storm brewing inside this area and against the sides, it's come out looking fine, barely disturbed. And as this sort of layer of ice had gone away, you watch like as this storm fades and the damage stops, this layer of ice just forms back over the great beast. It just stares you all down and just begins again for an entire full 10 minutes, just trying to thrash its way out.
It's like
What
a
shape
sphere.
did you make it?
Because he was sort of over the bridge, so I thought I don't want him to try and
A sphere.
sneak out there.
Okay, so okay, can it go? Here's the interesting thing: can the Wall of Force go underground?
That's a good question.
I would probably say it does because you've made it a sphere.
It goes into the
So,
ethereal plane, so I guess
so-
it's.
Yeah, so I guess technically it does. So yeah, so you watch as Arctithorn at one point does try and dig down. You recognize that he does have a burrowing speed as he digs beneath the earth. He's probably used to digging through ice. This massive creature just begins digging through the earth slowly, but it does, and then eventually reaches the bottom, and then sort of pulls its way back up. And after maybe about 5 minutes of trying, it just sort of stands there and sits still.
I no go back.
It says in Draconic.
Never going back. You no make me.
And it just
Can
sort
we-
of sits there.
Possibly negotiate with this individual.
I think negotiation might have gone.
You think?
I mean-
Essentially, we just shocked him a little bit, which some people is good foreplay. So
We threw the drink in his face, and now we're asking to split the bill. You're saying?
yeah. And Ryan, I don't know how many times you've done that, but it works every time, 50% of the time for me.
So as this entire thing has gone on, so we're not in initiative. 10 minutes is slowly going by. What is everyone doing? Is everyone just stood out in the middle of the street?
I'm hiding
Is everyone
behind
staying
this
in their hiding
wall,
places?
mentally reviewing all the fire spells that I know.
Hiding behind that wall, just sort of get
I'd have
Okay.
come out. I'd have come out to like
Gylndan, you're still in your little
Nathan
cubby
will.
there. What? So you're out there. Vishal and her will stand sort of at the door. Vishal sort of like waiting back, but you can see like crackling lightning just in his hands as he's waiting. and Hercule's already got like one of his psionic blades just sort of hovering just over his shoulder, standing next to Kaimal, who is obviously just huge and stood there with a shield. I'm imagining Mazzy is sort of like trained his. He's got an arrow knocked, and he's just sort of like, what are you like? So,
I think
what do we do now?
obviously we want to load up a bunch of attacks on it, but
what are we doing?
we could do a lot of damage to it in one turn. But it's just a case of keeping it down from then on. Once it gets in the air, I feel that's where we're at a real disadvantage.
Can we? So we can't go in the thing, and he can't get
Not
out.
at the moment, but I can drop it whenever.
And so we can't put spells in either.
No, not anymore.
Oh.
Because the spell was already in there when it was cast.
Oh.
Is how that worked basically.
Because if it was stuck in there inside a wall of fire.
Yeah, that would have been a
Just
real
like-
good
So
one to add
It would have been a good
beforehand.
idea. Yeah, would have been a good idea. But I think it's still a good idea if we have another way of keeping him stationary. I don't know if Felix, if you go big, do you fancy grappling a dragon?
I
Do some
think
wrestling moves.
that's out of my. It's still
Put it in
bigger
a
than me.
chokehold.
Still a lot bigger
I
than
will
No,
help you.
the biggest
Yeah.
Felix.
hit him with the people's elbow and other insert other wrestling moves.
Honestly, that is
Can
what
you
I pray
can you
for.
smell what the gnome is cooking? Okay.
Yeah,
Or if you don't have
my
anything,
my capability for
keep
holding
it.
him down is limited to nothing,
Yeah.
essentially.
Oramis, your wind.
Yes, my wind.
Your wind. It's been really bad recently. What have you eaten? No. You've got the ability. You've got. Is that like difficult terrain, or does it hold people in place?
Gust of wind
Yeah.
is a long line of wind, 60 feet long and 10 feet wide, fast in direction of your choice. Each creature that starts its turn in the line succeed on a strength saving throw will be pushed 15 feet away from you.
All right. So he could still fly out of it after you've cast it. Okay. Tricky.
Shell opens up and says, "I can sort of knock something prone. I have a spell I can sort of conjure a tidal wave, and if it's not fast enough to move out of the way, it could theoretically knock it prone, knock it to the ground, as it were. I also have a spell I can there are these plants in the ocean that create this beautiful sort of dust. I can create a sort of semblance of this to attach to him and light him up so you guys have a better job of hitting him with sort of fairy fire, as it were. What the spell
I have a
called.
couple
Okay.
of ways of limiting potentially limiting what he can do. I might be able to temporarily stop him moving if he fails some saving throws. Effectively, I can line up.
Well, it's kind of the best we've got, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got. I mean, it would be a lot of my spells, but I could.
I can hypnotic pattern, but I don't think that's particularly useful.
They wake out of that if they
what
take
saving throw is
damage,
that,
don't
Nick?
they?
Yeah, exactly. It is a wisdom save, I think. Yeah, wisdom.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
wisdom.
I was hoping it's charisma because this bloke has not been very charismatic so far.
Yeah.
Okay, it's tricky.
Yeah.
Tricky.
I think if we get advantage on our aerial hits, that's of use, and we can try your plan maybe, Felix. But I think when I drop my thing, I think we all just bombard him with anything fire we've got. Bombard him.
You want to go fire first,
and then we'll try and hold him down after
then
that.
holding him down.
Well, you can do hold him down if you want, but that's going to be just you, isn't it? So everyone else can get the fire in.
Yeah.
Well, basically, as soon as I drop this, we can all spam him. And that's a good way of doing it.
Can my I think I can give other people fire damage. Yeah, I can.
How?
Elemental weapon, and I've got for myself.
Yeah. You hit anything with an attack, it deals fire damage, and you can
Okay.
fire the weapon.
Okay, so probably either Oramis or Mazzy for elemental weapon.
Yeah.
I'd say probably Mazzy because Oramis's range can't be converted to fire.
That is true.
And I've got searing.
Oh, Mazzy's got elemental weapon
I
himself
think
actually,
that's
so
just
he
for
could
me.
Mazzy could do that for himself.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out at him. Mazzy, you've been really talkative. Can you keep it down a bit?
Well,
And also,
Mazzy's like way up there. The wind is whistling down. He's like, what are we doing? Yeah. He's
Ready
a
all
little
the fire.
confused. Okay, and yeah, he'll cast elemental weapon on his bow
Cool.
for fire, so he'll stick that on.
That's up
I
to
think
an
he'll
hour
probably
as well.
hold that. Oh, okay, yeah, he'll cast that now.
Yeah, it's up to an hour, so he can have that ready.
Yeah. So I'd say about maybe 7-8 minutes have gone by.
oh, shit.
Now you have maybe 2
So-
minutes left.
What's your way of keeping him down, Felix?
I can potentially incapacitate him for a round.
Okay. Are you going to try that when I drop my...
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try and keep him down for as long as possible. But
Okay.
we'll see how it
I'm
goes.
gonna cast a fireball as soon as I drop.
Okay.
Hercule, you can hit him.
Yeah.
I shall hit him as well with whatever you've got.
Yeah.
Hold on.
uh,
Whoever's got fire, go first. And then if you haven't got fire, go after. We need to break that shield with fire first.
I've got.
Yeah.
I have got a. Is it a firebolt? I think I took a 4th level firebolt. Maybe it was fireball in my magic rock.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck's sake. I didn't give you a fireball. As
No,
a
you
joke.
gave
What
me-
did I give you?
You gave him a hypnotic pattern.
Oh.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Absolute wanker.
Because he said, I'm not going to tell him what spell I put in, but don't worry, I'm going to put an absolute fire in there. So you put a hypnotic pattern.
I'm so sorry.
This is what you don't fuck about.
I messaged Sam mid-session. I was like, so what spell did you actually put in there, just so that I know? And yeah, hypnotic pattern.
Okay,
You cuck.
so
It was funny at the time, but in the face of death, that was a really poor choice.
okay, so drop the wall.
So I don't have fire.
Mazzy fire arrows.
Nathan, I don't know if Nathan has spell slots, but he can prep a Scorching Ray.
Yeah, he's
He'll
going to prep us.
He's looking-
Nathan will prep a scorching ray.
Okay, so I think basically
So that's
everyone.
the wizard and the bard have got some.
Yeah. Kai, are you going to pop your wall of fire? Okay. So with all of that,
If we can keep him there, that wall of fire is useful.
yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay.
Have you used any of your divination rolls, Sam?
Cost of the.
Oh yeah, both of them. Oh no, I've got that one left. Actually, I didn't use it for you, did I?
You've got okay, so that's not going to make
Yes,
him
I got
fail
that.
anything.
Yeah, you still.
No,
Okay, cool. And just
I've only got a
wondering.
high one.
Okay. So, the last few moments go off. You guys begin prepping and readying spells. Place yourselves, please, on the map somewhere where you can feasibly cast the spells that you would like to cast. Hercule will come out sort of here. Baishal will come out beside him, somewhere sort of like up sort of here. Yeah, next to him. Yeah, ready yourselves.
Who am I
for...
giving fire to? After.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I think you can either give it to Luke, or if Luke's going to be hanging back,
Oramis?
give it to Oramis, or just save the spell slot potentially for something. It depends if Oramis is realistically going to be in there that much. or if you want to use your hand crossbow a lot. But I think
Also,
mean-
as you're watching Arctothorn in this wall of force, he is like breathing in very heavily, and then breathing out really quickly. Breathing in very heavily, breathing out really quickly, and he is like, essentially, it very much looks like he's trying to charge his breath weapon. I'm gonna roll to see if on the, because that would be, it very much looks like he's trying to hold his action to do that. I'm gonna roll now to see whether he can. It's a 6. So as the time gets ready and you guys are preparing yourselves and looking at like things are about to happen.
Okay. I want to get up on
He
this
breathes
rooftop
in.
part of the street then.
And just starts holding his breath
I think, yeah,
And
it's spread out
right in his chest.
a little bit then, because we don't want to all get hit by us. Could be a cone as well. Come over here. Oh shit. It's a cone. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think possibly could have come up like here, Ben, onto the roof?
In 10 minutes, I mean, maybe you would need to make a check to climb up there. I'd say make an athletics check to try and climb up onto the roof. Hercule will offer to help because he's not really doing anything, so I'll give you advantage because he just wants to be useful at this point. But he's also grabbed some of his, like, just some random piece of gear from some of the bad guys that are there. 19, yeah. So with a quick sort of like hop up from Hercule, you grab up on one of the lower bits, and then without slipping too hard, like too hard off the roof, yeah, you do manage to clamber up and get on the roof up there.
Yeah.
And then Nathan will do the other side. Don't know if you want him to make a check.
Yeah, just roll me a quick check for Nathan as well.
Yeah. And can I position myself on this roof
Is anyone giving an advantage? Or?
over here?
Position yourself on that roof over there. Yeah, athletics check from you as well, just to see if you can do that within the allocated.
Is Hercule helping Nathan, or?
Yeah. Hercule, Nathan will go up the same way you go up, so he's just there, sort of giving people lifts up.
Get a standard roll then. 7 for him.
7 for Nathan. He tries, but he can't quite manage it. And as time is going on, as time's nearing its end, Nathan just decides, no, I'll just stay. I'll stay down here. I'll stay. Probably like there with Vashal.
He's gonna come. Oh yeah, actually he'll stick by Vashal.
Yeah. Cool. Felix, yeah, it takes you most of the time, pretty much all of the time, but you manage to just about clamber up onto the roof using some of the stuff over here, but you do manage to just about clamber onto the roof. And is everyone essentially in the places they would like to be after?
Can you remove Ponsky?
Yes, I can. Ponsky,
yeah, I just want to be like crouched down, peeking over, getting as much cover as I feasibly can in this position.
Same here.
Right. So,
Kai, you staying there?
Yeah, I'm in a good bonk distance.
I respect the cojones. Fuck me.
all right. So, with everything,
It's got to be this far.
as the time goes off, and he watches you all maneuver into your spaces, the wall of force ends. Gylndan, you are aware it's an invisible wall, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's an invisible wall. So the wall of force ends. The only people who know it's ended are you, because you are aware the wall of force is gone and you can physically see it, and Arctothorn, whose wings and tails go out slightly more than they regularly would, at which point he releases his breath weapon, yet also at which point all of your held actions go off, and if everyone's holding held actions, this is just initiative. Because he's obviously going to hold until you guys do something.
God damn it.
Well, I guess you guys he's holding until you guys do something. So I would say, Gylndan, you get your held action because you were the first person to know it is gone.
Okay.
That you get yours. Beyond that, it is initiative because then everyone else into Gylndan to see whether the ball is gone and things like that. That's a pretty good fireball. He's make a DC 18 deck save. That's maybe a pass, maybe a fail. No, that is a pass with a fucking 21. So that's 15 damage overall, which seems to burn away at a lot of the ice. It doesn't seem resistant to this, and it sort of the shield over his form does burn and melt away somewhat. Not entirely all the way, but does melt away. Probably you're thinking about sort of half the way it sort of looks. It's lost some of its sheen over some of his body, and it does seem to sort of like melt and drip away off of his form. But that's going to be that, and then yes, we'll go into an initiative order
Good
here.
God.
But you'll start the initiative with some of his shield gone, so that's good.
And
Very
12
good.
HP.
So, and 12 HP gone, and 12 HP gone. We mustn't forget about that.
I mustn't forget the whole 12 HP. Yikes.
Right, so let's go with. So who's up first on the initiative tracker? So
I've rolled Felix then Mazzy.
So we rolled Felix, then Mazzy. Can we get Oramis? Can we get your initiative as well, please? I believe that'll
Please
be
be good,
everyone
Oramis.
by Shell. Oh god. Shell's rolled a 2.
Fantastic.
Well, I suppose
Alright.
when it's one big foe, if he was going to go first anyway, it doesn't matter if you roll an 18 or a 3.
Yeah, so first up in you guys' initiative order, we have Felix. Then we have Mazzy. Then we have Oramis. Then we have God. Well, you rolled a natural 1, so I'll say you're essentially last. So then we have Kaiman, Baishao, and Gylndan.
Ben, I misread the range of one of my
Maddie.
spells. Would you permit me to move to a closer rooftop?
You would know your spells, so yes, you would know how your spells work. So
Thank you. I will be
just bear
on.
in mind you have
Yeah, I will be on
10
this one
minutes
with
to
these
run the
guys.
spell. Oh, okay. So I don't think anyone will be surprised when I say first up is Arctothorn.
I am surprised.
So, Orderthorn and Stormsphere gone. Arctothorn is looking around. He now has felt your fireball. And as you look at him, and this is a very interesting point, as you look at him and he's taken this fire damage, he looks visibly perturbed. Oh, and that's one thing I forgot to do as well, which I'll do actually right now, and we'll solve it right now. He looks physically perturbed and very uncomfortable, almost like that sort of feeling when he's got something crawling over his skin or something like that. He just looks uneasy and not as mighty and powerful as you would, not as dexterous and moving and things as you would think for a dragon to be. He is not vulnerable to fire damage, but he does really hate it. And attack rolls against him will have advantage so long as he takes fire damage before the attack roll. But in taking that fire damage, Gylndan, he looks towards you and uses his reaction, because he can use reactions on surprise rounds, to use Frozen Retaliation. Arctothorn takes fire damage from a target within 120 feet of him. His roars of hatred form into a smaller version's breath weapon. Using his reaction, Arctothorn can retaliate by hurling a ball of ice towards that creature. He must make a dexterity saving throw or take a certain amount of cold damage and become restrained. I will say you are slightly behind cover there, so I will give you a bonus of +2 to whatever you roll because you're behind a little bit of cover. So dex saving throw for me, please.
You'll give me a bonus of +2.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use my 15 divination roll to get a roll of 19.
Okie dokie. Use your divination roll of 15 to get a 19. Yeah, you don't even take half damage from that if you pass. So you watch as he sort of takes this out, and in his mouth, just this sort of like ball of ice sort of slowly forms, and it shoots out, strikes the building, and just sort of flashes away. But you use your sort of like new robe and things like that to sort of cover you from it momentarily, pulling yourself back, and you manage to block all these frosty things. I've rolled his breath weapon, so he does get it. So what he's going to do then, he's going to fly up about, I don't know, I'm going to say well above the building. I'm going to say about maybe 40 feet up. And now that he can see all of you, he just looks at you all and releases this cone of blasting, powerful ice. As I said before, he breathes in the air and it flash freezes within him. And as it releases, it is like him blasting an avalanche towards you. And you know, Oramis, you try and move away from it, but how do you dive away or run away from air and an avalanche? How does anyone block or anything like that? So this is going to be a Constitution saving throw from pretty much everybody here. Let me know if you've beaten a 17.
This is gonna hurt.
I've not. Although I'd argue I'm behind cover, so do I get advantage?
I would say, yeah, you're behind a little bit of cover, so I would have given you about half cover on that. So you'd probably get a +2. Herka will take the same. Because, yeah, even at that height, you're still quite far away. Probably give the same to Nathan as well.
Nathan has passed with a natural 20 anyway. He is good.
He is fine. So,
Any cover from the watchtower?
So I've passed.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah, Mazzy gets half cover from the watchtower. Sure.
It's probably not going to matter. He rolled at 7.
A 7. So, for those of you who got less than a 17,
Oh, mama.
48 points of cold damage.
So what was that? 48.
48 points of cold damage to those who failed, half as much on a success. That's 24 to Felix and Oramis.
Okay.
48, yeah.
48.
Oh my
I don't
God.
suppose evasion gets me anything on top of that, does it?
Sadly, it does not. And
Oramis volunteering to stand in the middle of thinking it was a deck save. Ben, roll Constitution. Fuck! I didn't sign up for this.
So
24 and a half. Okay, cool.
Actually, that's pretty much all he can do right now.
But he's just dished out like at least 100 damage, probably 200.
Yep. And then he's just going to move like 5-10 just there as he's just flying over you, and he just roars bestially and horribly. I'm aware we are over time. I'm happy to do a quick round of combat if people are happy to do that. Otherwise,
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just do those actions.
yeah, cool. So Felix, you're up first.
Okay, let's make this.
What is Felix doing? You're just taking this blast of cold.
Okay.
He is for you 20 feet away.
Okay, first things first, Blade Song to get those lovely buffs going. So as a bonus action.
One thing I also want to talk about on that, apologies to interrupt, is that because this is a very big creature, there's something I wanted to try. And I'll mention more about this in the next session where the combat really kicks in. But one thing I wanted to try is he's a very, very big creature. So, you can get creative. I'm happy for you guys to get creative with such a massive thing. But also, his body parts are much bigger. And therefore, doing high amounts of damage to those body parts might have different effects. For example, if you were to batter nothing but his wings for quite a while, he might not be able to fly so good. Or if you were to batter his tail, he might not be able to hit with that so good. Or his arms, he might not be able to move or attack with his claws so good. It's not like you will know anything, but you will have effects if you decide to go for those certain body parts and deal collectively enough damage to them. That is one thing I wanted to put out there. But yes, Felix, apologies. You activate your blade song.
Bonus action, blade song. Action, I'm going to cast Rolitham's Psychic Lance at him. Can he make an intelligence saving throw?
Oh, Lord. Dragons are legendary creatures, such fine creatures. Yet this one has rolled a -2. And therefore, with Ruffling Psychic Lance, what are the effects?
So he takes 23 psychic damage and is incapacitated.
23 psychic damage and is incapacitated. So he's immune to all damage. I actually need to double check that because I think there are some damages that get through this thing. I think no. Psychic damage is not one of them. So 23, as he sort of like reels and roars, you can see a lot of this like inside of his mind, you can see a lot of this sort of like shell over him cracking and breaking. It does not quite break with that damage, but he does need to make. Wait, so then what happens?
He's incapacitated.
He's incapacitated. Okay, so when you're incapacitated, your speed becomes 0. You can take no actions or
incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
till the start of your next turn. So, yeah. So he's not knocked prone, so he's not dropped out of the sky, but he is just sort of like stood there, just spinning and twirling in the air, like a beast that has a headache. You know, he's not a happy boy. Is that everything on your turn?
That is everything on my turn.
Cool. Then we go to Mazzy. Mazzy does the Mazzy special. Mazzy shoots some arrows. I'll just roll these really quickly. Mazzy scores. That is a hit, actually.
Yeah, he's going to lose his elemental weapon, unfortunately. From the...
That is a shame. So you all watch as you're looking up at this mighty dragon, like, you know, this lance of psychic energy has been blasted at it just after it's done this thing, and then this one small arrow just ding, 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 hits him.
Could he even pass that con save?
What was it?
Barely.
DC 24, so I think so. Yes, he had a chance.
Yeah, he had a chance. It was a slim chance. So that's simple. I'll tell you what, though. As Mazzy has fired his arrow, it seems to have just been this last thing, and it hits into the last sort of like bit of this shell he has over him, and you just hear this as the last remnants of his shield, as you know, the shield still takes damage, and he's resistant to piercing, but this piercing has done it. It's taken away his shield. I'll tell you what, I'll put a little token on him as well. So he no longer has a shield, and we'll go with Oramis with your next turn. And I'll find a token to basically say he doesn't have a shield. Yeah, shield broken. Jesus fucking Christ, what was that? Oh, car backfire. Okay, cool. Cool, Oramis, you're up. parts of this icy shield just fall to the floor. What are you doing?
So on a bonus action, Hexblade's curse on him, and
Okie dokie.
then shoot off 3 Eldritch Blasts.
3 Eldritch Blasts. Alrighty. A 29. That is actually a crit. That it's a 19.
Yes.
And he blades cut. So that's 13. Roll me an additional d10. 4, so that's 17 points of damage. Nice. The second one does hit because you have advantage on him thanks to the incapacitation and his aversion to fire. So it's 7 damage. And so it's 36, and then that is 55, 45. Nice, yes, you sort of emerge, raise up your arm, fire 3 Eldritch Blasts, and the first one hits him square on the temple, then the next 2 just hit him like either sides of his wing. He's just roaring, clawing around in the air, not sure if you're right in front of him or whatever. Yes.
Yeah, just basically right in front of him, but I also get bonus to damage rolls against cursed target.
Oh, yes, you do. Equal to
My
what?
proficiency bonus.
Equal to your proficiency bonus. So your proficiency bonus is 5. You hit him 3 times. You deal an extra 15 damage, which is pretty fucking cool. Kaiman, what are you doing? You're just taking a bunch of cold damage. This guy is right up above you, about 40 feet high in the air. What are you doing, Kaiman?
He's too far away to bonk.
He is a little far away to block.
I love the ambition though. Bonking a dragon
Maybe
in
if
the middle of a fight.
If I could hold on to my guiding bolt as I cast it, I could get closer. Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
I guess my best thing is. Yeah, I think guiding bolt would be better than sacred flame, so I will throw one of those.
Throw one of those.
Where
The
is
spell slot for it. Roll to hit. An 18 does hit.
that?
Roll the John Guiding Bolt.
Level 1, I guess. Boom.
17 radiant. That's pretty. That's not terrible. So nice. Yeah, this guy has taken a load of hits just straight off the bat, and you pull out your what was it? Your like little hammer again. Like you like summon this like fourth hammer. It's more like smithing hammer, and it just fires towards him, and you just hear this resonant as it hits him on the head, and he's covered in this shining. He's like wreathed in this sort of shining, radiant energy. Is that everything, Simon?
Yeah, I don't have any bonus stuff.
Cool.
Yep, that's all I got.
I need to look up something about the incapacitated condition, because that might affect. Nope, it just says can't take actions or reactions, but they can. They can, in fact, still make saving throws. So Vishal is going to basically turn the corner. In his hands, he just and you sort of watch his tattoos over himself change as he's got these tattoos of this beautiful oceanscape. You now watch over the tattoo, clouds begin to form on the tattoo above the ocean, and there is just this flash in the middle of the ocean, and then this flash echoes over his body, up the tattoos, up his arms, into his hands. His and this arc of lightning shoots up into the air. So Arc needs to make a saving throw. Arc passes the saving throw. He takes half damage. Also not that damage. That's basically Vishal's turn. He might just he's going to stay in front of Nathan for a bit of protection. Gylndan, you're up.
Oh. Debating something. Does he look like a dexterous creature, Ben? Compared to
Well,
all
so
the
far he
creatures
is-
we've seen.
So far, he has passed several dexterity saving throws.
Mm.
You also know him to be a dragon and a very bestial creature, which has had to survive in the wild or in certain elements and places that he would, be fighting some probably quite nasty creatures for some food. So take that as you will.
Okay.
You've seen him be fairly dexterous in passing a couple of saving throws so far, but whether that was pure luck or skill or whatever, you're not entirely sure.
Oh, ignore that. I don't actually have any 5th level spell slots. Right, I'm probably just gonna hit him with another fireball, I think,
Hit
for the
with another
moment.
fireball. Alright.
I'm almost fucking dead as well, so if anyone feels like doing any healing. Fireball.
Fireball.
27.
27 needs to make a DC. It was 18 dex save. Oh god, he rolled a 19 naturally. I'm very sorry.
That's okay. For a total of?
For a total of 24.
Okay.
So
Interesting,
is-
interesting.
God, 27's half to 13. So that much. Okie dokie. And then Nathan.
Nathan with the Scatch and Ray.
Fortune Ray. Favourite spell.
Has he got advantage on all these attacks?
He does, yes. Lots of advantage being thrown out here.
Oh, that doesn't matter. I don't much doubt that hits.
Nope, 14 does not hit.
11?
11 does not
Oh,
hit.
Nathan.
15?
And 15 does not hit. You watch it, Nathan's just sort of turned a corner, and he's seen this massive dragon. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Nathan was in a schoolroom doing cleaning. He is now fighting an ancient white dragon. So in this moment, he just... And you just watch as these rays, these long rays of sort of like heated beams, just like they go straight for a moment. Like there is an element of confidence as he turns the corner, and then he sees what he's up against, and they just go flailing about in the air, and they completely miss this creature.
Fucking useless boy.
And finally, we have Hercule, who will just sort of like stand up. And,
I'm just going to move Nathan and Gylndan,
Oh.
by the way. And
Yeah,
Nathan
go for it.
is going to shit himself having missed all those and come back around here.
Yeah, Nathan definitely just sort of like, oh, fuck.
And then Gylndan will sort of slide down the roof and come under. Is this like a bit of building that juts out?
Yeah.
from the roof?
It's a bit
Right.
of building the jets out. You definitely have.
He's also going to come out there.
Yeah, cool. And then Hercule is just gonna look up at this creature in nothing but sort of patchy leather armor, stare up at it. Hey, fuck face! And summon around him 3 psychic blades and fire them up towards this creature. See if he hits. First one doesn't hit. Oh no, he has advantage. Still doesn't. Second one does hit. Third one is a natural 20. Good job, Hercule. So that is... Alright. That is 30 damage from the old Hercule.
Hey.
As you watch these sort of like psychic blades of energy. Before they were like small sort of short sword blades that you could conjure. But now they almost look like these small little like pickaxes. And they just spin in the air and spin and spin and spin and spin and spin and then just fly towards this creature. And one of them sadly goes over his shoulder, but another one sort of hits him square in the chest and then hits him straight in the head. And you just hear this bestial, horrifying roar, so loud it breaks the clouds and mist around him. And you can imagine, they would hear this in Hawksmoor, this kind of roar. And all of you have to sort of take a minute to put your hands around your ears as this creature's flying in the air and just flailing around, incapacitated, burning, which he doesn't like, and not having a great old time. But with that, we'll end the session there after this first round of combat. Hope you all enjoyed this set